Hello? Hello? Is this thing on? Are we good? Does everything look good, sound good, feel good? Because America's caught a dub and we feel great. We feel great. Heck the Astros, dude. What's up, Andrew? Hello. Hello. Super late stream. Okay. Super late stream. I wanted the game to be longer so that way there'd be less time in between me getting home and me streaming. But here we go. Can we get a Phoenix for the comeback? Oh, God. You want me to Phoenix? I'm not the Phoenix guy, but. There we go. That was more of a bird, but. Lucario, you can finally have Umbreon, okay? Umbreon is finally here. It made it out of the box. Right there. He's back. He is back. Appreciate the remember, Lucario. Lit Drip, Griffin, Nitro, Scott, Wade, Prima, Jeff, Levi, Knuckles, Jay, Felipe, Wade. I don't know if I already said Wade again. Kevin, what's up, y'all? What is poppin'? Hello. What a victory. Cal for MVP. Masherboni hit a home run. I mean, we're freaking jazzed about the Masherboni home run, huh? I, so much so he made the thumb. Okay, so much so he made the thumb. Tavares, GOAT. Julio, double GOAT. When I saw Abreu come in, I wanted Julio to hit one out of the stadium. And when I saw in-play runs, I thought he did it, but it was just a double. It was just a double. But 3 stars of the game. Can we trade Umbreon for Jay Buhner? No, Scott, unfortunately. 3 stars of the game. I mean, listen. As someone who didn't get to watch the game, I'll go Miles. I'll go Cal. And then I'll say Munoz for locking it down in the ninth, getting his 17th save. Hancock deserves some credit. 6 innings. It wasn't the prettiest 6 innings. 9 hits, 3 earned. But there was it the fifth and then the sixth, where the fifth inning he had runners on second and third and didn't allow a run, and then the bases loaded with 1 out, and he got Christian Walker hit a sac fly, which gives up the lead, but only allowed 1 run with the bases loaded with 1 out. So felt good. Julio for clutching up. Yeah, 3 stars is hard. Mastrobuoni getting his first homer just feels like he's got to be a star, you know? Feels like he's got to be a star. But are we happy with Tavares now? He's been hitting lately. It was always a matter of time. If the bat was going to come around, Tavares was going to stick. And, I mean, that's as a tale as old as time, with a defensive player who's coming from a situation where he just got replaced, essentially. If he could hit, he'll stay with the team for the foreseeable future. And yes, he's been hitting lately, and he's doing really well. I mean, he's finding his spots, if that makes sense. So I'm happy with Tavares. I wasn't like done with Tavares, like I think a lot of people, not a lot of people, a fair amount of people maybe were, but the other options that you have with the team, I don't know if are would be any better than Tavares right now, if that makes sense. But W gang ye. Love the beginning of that message. Lit drip. Julio clutch stats in 2022 pretty slept on. Low key clutch. Yo, Julio in the clutch. People are doubters. People are doubters. Hancock with the quality start. Shout out Raise the Trident for the quality start tracker. Yeah, dude. I mean, again, it's not a pretty quality start, but it's a quality start nonetheless. Can't complain at all. Dub is a dub, especially against the Astros. Heck, the Astros, dude. Hancock looking good. Yeah, I mean, Road Warrior Hancock continues to play well. I do see a couple dropped frames from my side. So if again, I don't know how well the streaming will go from my place. I'm on Starlink internet. I'm on satellite internet. So sometimes it goes out. So if it ever does lag, I apologize. I apologize. Julio playing with a chip on his shoulder this year. I mean, he's off to his best offensive start for the first 50 games, it feels like. Like if Julio is like this for the beginning of the next 5 years, like this is him every single time. Uh-oh, I see a rip. Never mind, are we back? If Julio's like this, for the foreseeable future to start the year, and he does still get hot in the summer, I'm over the moon. But Levi, I appreciate the $2. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, I do see some I do see a little bit of dropped frames. So I might try and lower my bit rate. Hold on. Where's your bag? Listen, Ian, you want me to ship it to you? I can. I have it with me. No, I typed the refres, Lucario. I typed the refres. I typed it. Next two games being nice and early PST is huge for you. The night games have been interesting. The Thursday night game's always interesting. Just bring it to the meetup. That's what I was gonna, well, I thought that was kind of the intention to begin with. So that's like maybe my bad for misreading that situation, Ian. That's my bad. My bad. You're in the middle of nowhere, Alaska, and you're coming in fine. Are you the outdoor boys? You might be the outdoor boys. Let's go, woo. Oh, was it? From my perspective, Ian, and I could have been wrong. I could have been wrong. Good send or bad send? From what I've seen online, I would say medium send. I don't know. I'd have to see the play. It's Altuve with Cal running, so it's like not good arm with not the best speed. I'd probably say bad send if I had to. If I really had to. Oh, nice. That's nice, Knuckles. Okay, cool. Hell yeah. I'd have to go back and watch the play, but I haven't had a chance to really see anything from the game personally. I haven't seen Mastrodonis home run. I just know he hit one. Are we feeling confident going 3 or 4 in this series? Or are we feeling realistic with a split? I think, like Anderson, I'm fine with a split, especially dropping game one the way you did. Like being able to bounce back in this game after getting stomped last night is a welcome sign that a split's okay. You'd much rather prefer to win the series. Of course, I'd rather win the series, but I wouldn't be upset as a series split given how they've played on this 10-game road trip to begin with. If they say didn't sweep the Padres or lost the series against the White Sox, I would say a 3-1 is necessary. But at this point on the road trip, you are what? 6-2 so far. So if you win one more game, you're guaranteed a 7-3 10-game road trip. All 10 games without an off day. That is a huge road trip, especially after going 1-5 at home on the 6-game homestand. So I would take a split, but of course I'll be greedy and say that we can 3-1 pretty safely. Good win tonight. I agree, Autumn. It was a good clean W. Play from behind a little bit, keeping it close with Hancock, but Julio with a big double, and obviously Cal was it. I mean, it was the first pitch, right? He first pitch swinging had to have been first pitch swinging because it came in so fast. Like I watched the in play runs on Julio's hit, and then I looked away, and then I looked back down, and there was 2 more runs scored. So, what can we get for Evans and Hancock on the trade market? Blake Colton said as one of his overreactions or bold predictions to start the year that Hancock would pitch well enough to be a trade chip at the deadline, and I don't think he's necessarily wrong so far, but rip, never mind. Dude, I don't. Volume is so quiet. That's just. I mean, I am like in the red, Ian. Unfortunately, I am in the red, and I don't want to go louder than that because it's like I am in the red. So I apologize if it's quiet for you, but it looks good on my side for how loud I'd want it to be without having everyone else like really affected. Rangers drop below the Angels. Dude, are the Angels back? I'm glad the Angels are winning now and we're not playing. So that's a good sign. That's a welcome sign. I I know that I have a couple drop frames here and there. Ian, again, I'm not super confident on how the bit rate and everything will work while I'm live. Sound is great here. Good to hear. Good to hear. Sounds good. All right, bet. I don't think I can adjust it while I'm live, so I'd have to lower it for the next time. But yeah, I expected it to not be perfect because it's satellite internet. It's not an inline connection. So again, if there's a couple hiccups here and there, I apologize, but it's been okay so far. It looks like. But I really, looking ahead to the next two games, right? I would have liked to see more out of. I mean, I don't know, more out of the offense versus Ryan Gusto, sure. But you don't have an easy matchup with Framber tomorrow. Sure, it's a pitcher that they've seen a ton with, especially also Brian Wu on the mound. If you win tomorrow, if you win the Wu Valdez game, I'd feel confident in a 3-1 with Castillo starting on Sunday versus a guy named Colton Gordon, who's got a 5.59 ERA on the year. But Umbreon, take over the camera. All right. What can I like? Trying to get him to stay. There we go. How about that, Lucario? Is that better for you? I'll just get Lucario to sit right there. What is this jersey behind me? It's a custom Victor Robles, dude. It's actually a Jared Kelenic jersey, but it's a custom Victor Robles. So that's exciting. I'm stupid. All right, cool. Je m'appelle Joe. Je m'appelle Joe. I think that means that's my name, or this is my name. Only good thing about the Rangers is Brett Boone, but if the Rangers started playing better when they got Brett Boone, so is he a double agent now? I don't know if that's really what we want to see out of something like that. Robles jersey, obviously. Can never have enough starters. A bit reluctant to trade someone away unless we have some more dudes stashed away in the minors that could come up soon. Having the starting depth at the like, man, I'm imagining if we didn't have Hancock, who sure has not necessarily lived up to the draft capital that he was spent on, right? Like a fourth or fifth overall pick in the 2020 draft, or was it 20 or was it 4 or 5? I don't know what pick he was off the top of my head, but a very high pick. And Logan Evans, who shot up ranks last year, just absolutely dominated and got switched to the bullpen and then moved back to the starter. Like that, being able to bounce back and pitch well enough in the bigs to keep, the Mariners in contention in a fair amount of games, like trading either of them without someone immediately ready to potentially take their place if need be is scary. I agree. I assume that they're waiting on more development out of a guy like Michael Morales, who I think was late to start the year. And then I don't know how they feel about Senja going forward. I don't know how far away they see him. And I don't know, like, there's not another like top end or like within like the top like 20-ish prospect on the Mariners side as far as pitching goes that would be close enough to maybe take over Evans or Hancock's spot if injuries do kind of persist in that way. But Prima, I'm not going to try and pronounce that. So no. I look grumpy today? Gorfy. Listen. Not grumpy. Today was a busy day at work. So that's all I'll say. There was some decisions made before I got there to remove some people from the afternoon as far as labor is concerned. And I think that they forgot that it was Memorial Day weekend and people would be leaving town. And when people leave town, they'd get Starbucks on the way out. So we were pretty busy for the afternoon compared to what I think was expected, but that's okay. Valdez can go on tilt so fast. He does, if he doesn't get a call or like an error is made behind him, he does get a little triggered. So if the Mariners, like if Demo hits a home run early in that game tomorrow, he's getting plunked the next at bat. You know what I mean? Ham Swagger doing great in Texas, should have kept him. Yeah, I mean I think it was an Achilles injury last year. It was just a tough situation for him because he kind of had ran his course with the Mariners, if that makes sense. But it's nice to see that he's still, doing well enough to stay on a major league roster for a little bit. Curious, she just made me type that. No, listen, Gorfy's wife. It might just be my face, right? It might just be my face, but my pronunciation of Senja is so bad. Well, it's Senja. Exactly. Sagente. Let's no, come on, Durangelo Senja. It's fine. When you hear it once, you pronounce it once, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'm just glad the Mariners got a dub. If they had lost again, I would have been extra grumpy. A 5-3 victory is really solid. Like Cal continues to just be awesome. With Wu versus Valdez, I do feel confident. Wu's pitched really great this year. I want to see what are Wu's stats versus the Astros like lifetime. Like how many starts has he made against them? Or does he even like pitch well in Houston? So in his career, he has made only one start in Houston. 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned, 4 strikeouts. In Houston, so only one start. So, I mean, if he does that tomorrow, I feel pretty good about the chances. Lifetime, he's only made 2 starts against the Astros, and I mean, pretty good. A 2.31 ERA, 11 and 2/3 innings. They're hitting 171, 190, 293 with a 483 OPS against Brian Wu in 41 at bats. It's not a big sample size, but again, Wu has looked very good. As good as he was, I'd say, at the end of last year when he was rolling. He's still on that same level. I feel confident with tomorrow being a winnable game. If it was Hancock versus Valdez or Evans versus Valdez, I'd feel less confident about it. And that's no slight on Hancock or Evans. It's just Brian Wu is that good. So I like the Mariners' chances to go up 2-1 in the series tomorrow pretty safely. Do you want to see Jorge Polanco go on the IL and get healthy? Colton would highly agree, Levi. Highly agree. We talking about Solano? What are we doing? Why are we talking about Solano? Woo! Heck the Astros, Alex. For 13 months. W, dude. W. Jorge Polo. Classic Polo. Classic Polo getting hurt. Solano sucks. Give it up. What did he do today? Did he do anything? Did he get into the game? He was a defensive replacement? A defensive replacement, maybe? It's crazy since Mariners went 3-7, they're 26-14. Honestly, like that 3-7 start felt like doom worthy, but they have rebounded well. They have rebounded very, very well. And it could have gotten worse. I mean, you're 3-7 heading into 2 series, yes, at home, so there's maybe an advantage there. But back then it was 3-7 against the Astros at home and then the Rangers at home, and you absolutely iced up. The team absolutely rebounded the way that they needed to. Let's give Solano just a little bit more time. Just a little bit more time. I feel like maybe God, if he makes it to the homestand, I don't see him getting DFA'd until the end of June. So I don't know what to tell you. If y'all are anti Donovan Solano, if you're pro Donovan Solano somehow, Lucario, I abandoned ship a month ago. I turned in my card a month ago. Give it up. Give it a rest. It doesn't matter anymore, man. You don't have to keep living a lie. Right? You don't have to keep telling yourself this. It's okay. You can give it up. You're pro Cole Young. Huge movement there being pro Cole Young. Lucario, I'm telling you the entire opposite sentiment, but I appreciate your $2. Need quality advertising? Buy our merch. There you go. Prima, I saw that. Is Brandon Drury still a free agent? Is Drury still a free agent? 'Cause I feel like I saw that the other day. McStanky, I'm not going to read that out loud. Top 3 MVPs of the game. Autumn, I said Cal because of the go-ahead homer. Julio is a hard one to not give it to, but I'm not going to give it to Julio. I know it's the game-tying double, clutch double, but I got to celebrate Miles Mastrobuoni's first home run of the year. And I gave the third one to Andres Munoz for locking it down in the ninth. I don't know how hard of a ninth it was, but still with a 0 ERA, I had to give it to him. I had to give it to him. Buys all merch because of advertising. Whoa. Thanks, Laura. Thanks for buying all the merch because of advertising. We're now sold out, guys, because Laura bought it all. This is so sad. Will I advertise the Donovan Solano fan club? Listen, just because I was the creator of the Donovan Solano fan club does not mean that you need to live out, the ghosts of my past, if you will. 2, 3, 4 in the ninth. Oh, then huge. Massive. You know what else is massive? Cal, Mastro, and Munoz for sure. Autumn, I'm glad that we are in agreement. Again, Julio, maybe Julio snubbed. Maybe Emerson Hancock kind of snubbed. 6 innings out of Hancock is that's awesome that he's continuing to go out there and just give it his all every single night. So Miles Macaroni, Mastro. I am so jazzed that he hit a homer. The founder, Fernan Legacy, was the founder of the Donovan. No. He might be the founder. Okay. Fernan might have been the founder of the Donovan Solano fan club, but I am the creator. I am the inventor, right? I made that. I typed it wrong in the thumbnail. I am your god, if that makes sense. Hancock gets most improved so far from last season. I mean, he's exceeded all of my expectations. Truth be told, I have, I think a fair amount of Mariners focused creators were not overly high on Hancock for the long term of this season. We thought that, he makes 10-ish starts. That's what you'll get out of him, and that's okay. Just don't die every single start. Don't, as Colton would have called it, you're punting every 5th game. But turns out that's not necessarily the way that it's not the way that it goes. It's not the way that it goes. He like Marco Gonzalez back in the day. Sometimes the Mariners just found ways to win with guys on the mound that maybe weren't the best pitcher, if that makes sense. So Hancock has definitely he has earned his flowers so far this year. If say something goes south and he reverts back to more of 5 earned every single outing, it is what it is. But he's pitched well through the starts of what he's made so far. Did you get my last comment about the Mariners World Series? Kevin, if the Mariners make the World Series, would you go to a game? You might have to take out a loan, but I think if somehow they make it to the World Series and I was not present, I would regret it. You know what I mean? I would want to go just to say that I was there. We were there, Pog. We showed up and showed out. So, not Colton. Yeah, not Colton tonight. Just Joe. Not Colton. I think it's fair to be excited about Hancock. Things are going about as well as they can be. He's a clear number 5. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. He is pitching who he is. He is exceeding my expectations, but maybe for a lot of people or a handful of people, he's meeting the expectations of being a number 5. So props to him. Same thing with Logan Evans. If he can ascend a little bit, maybe be a solid 4. I don't know how long either of them have as far as tenures for the team, because you've got 4 clear pitchers, 5 clear pitchers ahead of them. So it's a little tough. But am I still in Cali? No, sir, Kevin. Moved back to Washington at the beginning of March. I'm in the nice, good old-fashioned Pacific Northwest. When we make it to the World Series. There you go, Griffin. Manifestation. How good is Blas Castano? If it's Castano or Castano, listen, I don't know which one it is, and I feel bad not knowing. Right, like off the top of my head, how good is he? I mean, fine. I wouldn't say he's any better than like a low. He's not better than Logan Evans, but he's not going to be used in the same way. In 2025, with the Tacoma Rainiers, through 10 games, 44 and two-thirds innings pitched, Blas has a 3.43 ERA with a 1.25 WHIP. He's fine. He's a fringe major leaguer that might see a couple games, couple innings, and if they turn him into something more, great. He's got, I think, a pretty wide pitch mix. If I remember right, he's got like 4 or 5 pitches, similar to Logan Evans, where there's a pretty decent mix in there. So him as a reliever is a bit interesting. I could be wrong about that though, and I apologize if I'm wrong. Soft posture though, getting Luis F. Castillo vibes. Is there a way to see? Is Fangraphs gonna have the information that I want? Fastball? No, I don't know. Can we be like the Angels and call up Laz? That if you wanna be like the Angels, that seems like a death wish, if I'm being honest with you. Wade got a gifty from Nelson. Nelson, appreciate the gifted member, my man. Appreciate that. W Nelson. W Nelson. Yo, Wade, congrats on the membership. We're back to weekly membership videos after about a month and a half off, so we're freaking back. We got a little teaser. Let y'all know. Call up Jonathan Class A. Dude, Class A, dude. He's the hero. Ref guess. Mariners ref guess is back this weekend. Colton and I competed in episode 3 of the ref guess that Dylan, shout out Duskify, shout out Dylan B, has made for us. So ref guess is back this weekend. It'll be out either tomorrow at some point or on Sunday. So you guys really did get a mod on Timu? Yes. Yeah. No more big spams. Pitchers come up fast, but not hitters. I really like it. If we were to call up Ryan Sloan tomorrow, or sometime this year, that would be like, what the heck? This is out of control kind of a thing. But for the Angels, they just do whatever they want. Did Colty ever show you the meme I sent him? I don't think so, Prime. I don't think so. Spamming emotes isn't a big issue, I don't think. Unfortunately, I don't know if Stream Elements does I don't know if Stream Elements knows the difference because it is just a bot. And Colton set it up, so Class A is with Toronto? Yeah, Jeff. Class A is with Toronto. It's a meme from the deadline last year when we traded Class A for Jimmy Garcia. And then during the deadline stream after we had already traded him, people kept saying that we should call it Class A, not knowing that he was no longer on the team. So anytime someone says we should call it Class A, it is just a good old fashioned meme. The Joe stream is the rapture happening, just like ascends into the sky. Hi, Kyle. Hello, Kyle Jones. I did not see that, Lucario. No. Nice, JC. Enjoy. The Aqua Sox team is a ton of fun, so hopefully they show up. Hopefully they play some good old fashioned baseball tomorrow. And they show up and show out. They didn't really play. I mean, we saw an extra innings win from them, and they played okay the majority of the top prospects, but Class A call up when? Honestly, Andrew, I think he should have been called up yesterday. I would have called up Class A yesterday for sure. Every time I see pics of Mastroboni, like in the vid, I get a weird feeling he looks like you and your brothers. Maybe he's a long lost relative, Cool Breeze. Maybe you got to do like a 23andMe, an ancestry, and find out. Excited about the Aqua Sox, lots of good talent, and they'll be on their way to Arkansas pretty soon. I feel like Arkansas by like maybe even like middle of June. I would not be surprised. And then Feldon should be following to Everett, leaving Modesto probably around that same time. I will not be bringing the Umbreon plushie to the meetup, Lucario. Autumn best MLB jersey, man. Best MLB jersey, like of all time or like in the current rotation. A current jersey, the new Diamondback City Connects I like quite a bit. Um, ooh, Old Rocky City Connects, dude. Old Rocky City Connects, that Alpine green. Oh my god. Like this is my literal favorite controller of all time. An Alpine green DualShock 4 controller. It doesn't work super well because it's old. So it's just in the background. Alpine green with white accents is awesome. I like could not agree more. When was the meetup? Nelson, meetup has not happened. It is next Saturday. Next Saturday against the Twins. It's BYOT. Buy your own ticket, bring your own ticket, and we're just going to be in standing room in the stairwell, more than likely. So we might, I don't know if we're going to move. Like, it depends on how many people are there. If there's too many people, we might have to not be in the stairwell. I don't know how many people are going to be there. You know what I mean? But the Mariners like 27th. That's a bit rough. That's a bit rough. That's pretty low. Gonna make Alpine Green PlayStation controller the next ladder guy. Ladder guy. You're working that day? Well, Nelson, have no fear. It is only May. We will do another meetup in August at some point. So it'll probably be towards the end, or like, I don't know when in August, but we'll do another meetup in August as well. So there'll be plenty of other times for the meetup since I'm back in Washington. It doesn't have to just be once a year. We're probably going to try and do two every single year now going forward. So working as well. Forgot to ask for the day off. You're a bozo, El Bozo, El Bozo. Shame, Andrew. Shame. Any Ricky Henderson jersey is the best jersey of all time. Just saying. Okay. Big Hendy fan. Nice. A Mariners dub quells the soul. Cheers. Cheers to that. Okay, Andrew. Jeez. Got that Saturday off. You'll be there. W, scrub. W. Master Boney. What's good, sour vanilla? Smooches, bro. What's good? What's good, homie? He's a bozo. El bozo. Andrew's a bozo. How we feeling, chat? How we feeling? Mariners dub today. Brian, we on the bump tomorrow. I feel what has to happen for you to buy a ladder guy jersey? Dog, I'm kind of in. I am kind of in for that. The thing about the Mariners is they have done well against like the aces of staffs of teams. So I feel pretty good going up against Framber tomorrow. Yo, Nelson, another one. He said, "Let me do it again. Let me hit you with another gifted membership." Nelson, appreciate it. Jared, congratulations. Ooh, Lucario got owned again. Lucario got owned again for spamming. Owned. I think it's on like a 3 or 5. It's like 3 second cooldown. So just like space it out a little bit. You just gotta space it out a little bit. Thoughts on Polo needing an IL stint? I'd give it like a nice like 7.8 out of 10. You know what I mean? I think it's fine if he does go on the injured list. If he just chooses to continue to stick it out, so be it. Travis on the receiving end of another gifted membership from Nelson. Huge. Absolutely massive. We love to see it. We love to see it, chat. We love to see it. Some smooches, bros, if you got them. If you're a member, throw in some smooches, bros, for Nelson. If Polo hits the IL, is Cole Young your call-up? Dog, if Polo doesn't need to hit the IL for me to want to call up Cole Young. But yes, Caleb. I would definitely call up Cole Young in that situation, but I Get Cole Young on the team for the homestand. I don't care. I do not care. Would you move Polo down in the lineup? Yes, yes, Kevin, I would. When we talked about Col- Colton talked about it on the last podcast and kind of just like out of the blue, brought up his frustrations about Polo and how they've been handling it. Um, I kind of said if they don't feel like they need to IL him, they need to move him down in the lineup. That would be my first, I guess, approach to trying to get him back on track. If that makes sense, I would move him down to probably either in front of Rowdy or behind Rowdy, I guess. That's the spirit, sour vanilla. That's the spirit. That's the one right there. But I would probably go JP, Julio, Cal, Randy, and then I honestly might go Rowdy. Rowdy and then Polo. But I that could be malpractice. So Knuckles, I'm not no 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 no. No no. No no. The Mariners, fun fact, guys, are 9-4 against left-handed starters so far this year. So pretty good. Pretty good. Like I said, I like our chances against Framber tomorrow. After the move JP down, he got his mojo back. Now look at him. Move Polo back down. He'll get his mojo back. Oh, that's the wrong one. It's the wrong side. Get his mojo back. And then maybe he can move him back up. JP, I mean, don't get me wrong. JP in the leadoff spot has been very good so far to start this year. Um, there's been a little bit of, like, I think, oh God, his name's Ty. He's with Up West. And he's talked about JP and his like stats in the leadoff spot versus where he was batting nine. And there's some good, some bad. I think he's still hitting well enough and still doing well enough at the top of the order. But I think he was obviously, I mean, the walk rate was out of his mind when he was batting nine. So feels like the team strikeouts are starting to catch up to him again, unfortunately. There has been a bit of a stretch, and I feel like that's kind of normal. There's going to be periods of time where they're going to strike out more, or maybe it just feels like they're coming in bunches, so it'll just naturally feel like they're striking out more as a team. But let's see, where are they at? They currently have a 23.1 strikeout percentage, which is it's a bottom third strikeout percentage. It's the eighth worst in all of baseball, but they currently have the second best walk rate just behind the Yankees. So I think if they're still taking walks at a pretty solid rate, like they could be. I mean, the Angels are walking 7% of the time, the second worst walk rate, but they have the highest strikeout percentage, right? Like that could be like that's like the worst case scenario, you know what I mean? So if the strikeouts start to mount a little bit, I think it's okay so long as they mitigate them by still taking some walks. Leote's sleeper for game MVP. I thought about it. I thought about it, Tane. Lucario with a gifted member to Bubba Master Newberger. That's certainly a name. Congratulations on becoming a member. Their strikeout percentage in May. Give me one sec. A's lost 10 in a row, huh? They are struggling. It's not surprising to me because they're still a young team and there are holes on that team. But that is, I mean, when we played them in Sacramento, they were second in the AL West, and now they're at the bottom. That's certainly a name. True. Got to block Lucario. Yeah, Lucario spamming like crazy, huh? He's just going crazy. AB Pokey Mob Squad has received a gifted member from Nelson. Nelson, thank you. I think it was Caleb. I don't know. The message is gone because Lucario spammed a ton. Hi, not Colton. Hi, Austin Jackson, former Seattle Mariner outfielder Austin Jackson. Love you, Pookie. Um, their strikeout percentage in May is 23.3%. It is the ninth worst in all of baseball. So not great, but it's not terrible. I mean, their strikeout percentage in April was 21.9. So it's like a gradual climb. I don't think it's jumped up a ton. It's just starting to feel more because it is just like slightly more in general. You know what I mean? Bit late. It's okay, Taco. It's okay. I was late as well. I was late as well. Who's the worst? The Angels. The Angels are they strike out a ton. Question: the M's lead the league in leaving men on base. I do not have the information to find that out as quickly as I think I would want it to be. It does seem like they leave a fair amount of people on base. I mean, I think their batting average with runners in scoring position is probably still not great, but how about them Rockies? Dude, the Rockies beat the Yankees today, huh? How is Lucario not getting called out for spamming anymore? Here, I'll help you out. Got to keep the vibes positive. Positive vibes, dude. Someone get Mastro bitch on my Mariner shirt. Dude, selling those outside T-Mobile's going to hit like crazy. Going to hit like crazy. There's no stat for that. What you have to do, Knuckles, is you have to use StatHead, which is a paid for thing with baseball reference or just reference in general. Um, we have all night. Well, I do not have all night. I will be leaving here shortly, but um, you have to like do like a query search if that makes sense. You can bypass the stupid timeout, dude. It was only 10 seconds. You got to relax. Dude, is that the real NBA Jam? Why are we so good at road, then home? Bruh. Real bruh moment. They're road warriors, NBA Jam. All right. Just give them time. They'll catch some of that fire, some of that mojo, and bring it back home. All right. You bypassed it, dog. You were timed out for 10 seconds. You did not bypass anything. Hope we win at least one more in this 4 game series. Autumn, I feel very confident with Wu versus Valdez and Castillo versus a guy named Colton Gordon, who is a 5.59 ERA, who pitched okay in AAA, that they'll take at least one more and go 7-3 on the 10 game road trip. So I feel good about their chances, which is a statement that I've said probably like 10 times at this point. But times the game tomorrow, I think it's a normal like Saturday 1 o'clock game for them. Yeah, tomorrow 1:10. Does that mean it's is it actually 1:10 tomorrow here, or is it like 11:10? 1:10? It says 1:10 Pacific, so 1:10. Weird that they have Memorial Day off on Monday. That makes so much sense. I kept looking at the schedule. I hate when they have days off on Mondays. I much prefer a Thursday day off. But that makes sense for Memorial Day. Now that I think about it, Tim. They don't play Monday, but they always do. Yeah, it's weird. You're gonna crush Framber and make Gordon look like a Cy Young. You know, it's a tale as old as time. Tale as old as time. Taco with a gifted Memby to Luke W, dude. Huge. Huge from y'all. Huge. Thursday makes more sense, yes. It also just lines up better with our podcast schedule. Like when they play on Thursday and we have to record a podcast and then put it out the same day as the podcast, like same day as the game or before the game, it messes with my flow. It messes with my flow. But BC, I saw your Huck Houston. I agree. Bottom of the lineup should step up, especially Solano. Dog, he has got no place to step up. He doesn't see enough. He doesn't get any at bats to step up. Can we talk about how in back-to-back years Cubs have taken a reliever off the M's hands and they become high leverage? Who was it this year? Who was it this year? was Tyson Miller last year. Everett's playing on Monday, taking the 4-year-old. Nice. Enjoy the game. Oh, Pomeranz. Drew Pomeranz. I did not. I mean, yes, I guess he was a Mariner, but and in the third hasn't given up a run. Chills, dude. Jerry did it again. I ain't live on Twitch. I know. I didn't want to risk a multi-stream with the potential of it going poorly. So, Maribor. Big if true, Ian. Maribor. Maribor. Yeah, that was a conscious decision that I made, Lucario. I did not want to, as my first solo stream actually to the public and not just members, I did not want to risk a multi-stream. So, Ben Williamson has been fun to watch. There's been some hiccups defensively, but there's also been some great plays. The bat has cooled down, so I hope he just I don't know. We talked about his bat cooling down, and then he had a 3-hit game, and it seems like a crapshoot the with his bat at the plate, if that makes sense. Colton said you guys were not doing a stream tonight, so surprised to see you pop up on the feed. Sid, I feel confident in the space that I have to be able to stream. I don't know if it sounds echoey. I tried to mitigate some of that, and it's working okay. So yeah, Colton he's just at a work related thing. So I took up the mantle tonight. And with if this goes well, right, we can maybe bring back both of us streaming from our separate spaces, so not just in there. Sounds fine. W. Huge. Absolutely massive. Solid at third base. Yeah, no, I like his defense at third. There's gonna be natural hiccups that happen, like the yesterday fielded a ball, he kind of kicked it, and then could only get the force out at second instead of at third. So, or the double play at first as well. But he's also again made some massive plays. You know what else is massive? What if you don't like the stream? Then Nelson, I'll have to forgive you because you've gifted 4 Meppies. So I will be okay with you not liking the stream. Just gonna put that out there. Just put it out there. He made money. Lucario, no one, people could have not donated. I don't care. You know what I mean? The fact that we only dropped 4% of frames the entire time and there's people here to talk about the game, I could give a shit less if we made money. Pardon my language. But it's about being part of the, active in the community and like being able to chat with you guys is what I like about it. You know what I mean? The money's nice. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Keep throwing money if you want, but that's not why I'm here. And I hope that it never comes across that way. Why we do the live streams. Doing the live streams is like it like brings us closer to you guys, and that's what matters. You know what I mean? You gave up on a stream tonight. Was surprised to see it come through. Well, there you go, Andrew. Even though we were late, we talked about that rando going off on Ryan Roland Smith. Listen, I didn't know who that dude was beforehand, and now I never have to hear about him again. So you got at least 54% of the frames. Ian with the jokes. Real, these streams are cool. No, and that's like the best part is that like it's enjoyable, largely enjoyable. There's going to be games where they're not enjoyable. There's going to be, conversations that aren't always good. It happens to be that they won tonight and the vibes are good. You know what I mean? Did Goldie call out J-Rod for not hustling? Whoa. Crazy. Andrew, not see everything that happened with Ryan Roland Smith? Some guy for KJR was kind of like clowning on him and being pretty disrespectful to him, saying that he should not be in the broadcast booth because of his accent. And then everyone and their mother basically backpacked onto, no, it's piggybacked. Dogpiled. That's the word. It's dogpiled. They dogpiled on that dude and clowned him, and now he probably no longer has a job. So I hope he does. A rubber room with rats. I'm gonna call it there. But again, I appreciate everyone coming out. Hopefully, we all had a fun time. Nelson, gifted Membies, lots of Lucario with some dollars in there as well, and a gifted membership. Taco with a gifted, Levi with the $2, Alex remember, Austin remember. Like you guys are goats. You guys are all awesome. So I appreciate you guys coming out, hanging out. Appreciate you, dude. Appreciate you. But I don't know what the plan is tomorrow for stream with what's going on. I don't know if Colton will be around or how that all works, but yeah, and I still have not made the ending soon stream or screen, so we're just gonna kind of sit here and for like end stream when I want to. So yeah, Gorfy's wife. It is okay. I'm allowed to look grumpy or be perceived as grumpy, and that's okay. So you look happy to me. Thanks, Gorfy. Thanks, bro. What, bro? Listen, I'm not good at Irish goodbyes. I don't. I'm not one to just like